Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Haiku Friday. It's May 27th, 2022. We've got quite a few haikus to read for you this morning. I guess the elephant in the room, as always, is school shootings, right? Shootings in grocery stores, shootings every place in our country. Uh, and I don't know about you, but you kind of I personally can't think about it too much because it not only does it frustrate me, it doesn't it's sad. It's extremely sad. uh, but knowing that there are a group of people in our country that get off with sadness, get off on sadness rather, and get off on seeing others frustrated when there's a very logical way forward through this. But seeing that minority of people control our country is more than frustrating to me. But I'm not going to give them anger. I'm not going to give them sadness because, frankly, um, those folks live off of that. They live off of sadness and anger. So, not going to give it to them. We're going to read some haikus this morning. We're going to make some art, the ultimate weapon against the assholes. All right, first one's from Rico-san. Woke up this morning thinking about fruit blossoms, waiting for the hum. Yeah, I hear you, Rico-san. Uh, there are I planted my seeds beginning of May, and I think they probably are rotting in the ground right now from the lack of warmth. Um, that we've experienced. I think I don't know if I'm gonna have a garden this year, but I'll make life a lot easier for me. So we have a bunch from Ericus this morning, and they all really have to do. And he apologized to me that they're all depressing today because he is a human being, uh, like a lot of us, and has human feelings and sadness and frustration about assholes who control our country, I would guess. Um, I'm not going to put words in Ericus's mouth. I'm going to read his haikus. The first alludes to the NRA convention that's actually scheduled for today. Here we go. Sons of bitches, good old boys with large wastelands. I'm going to start over wastelands. It is a wasteland. Okay, sorry, Ericus. Here we go. Sons of bitches, good old boys with large waistlines heading for Houston. Yep, yep. Second one from Ericus. Horror of the day. Push, play, repeat, and again ad infinitum. Uh-huh. Another one from Ericus. Uh, Death certificates, slaughter of the innocents, morbid paperwork. All right, we're just going to keep doing this. From Ericus. Young Americans, victims of gun violence, human sacrifice. Testosterone fueled toxic masculinity, trigger happy land. Okay, last one from Ericus. It's more than grief, a violent catharsis, trauma care required. Okay, thank you, Ericus. Um, Here we have one from Jim. Teachers and children blown asunder in their schools. America's death. All right. Thank you, Jim. Okay, and here's mine to finish it up. Democracies work. That's why America fails. Nutso faction rules. And I would go further than to say they're just nutso. I would say a large portion of these folks that get off on people being sad and tell us that the answer to these things are more guns and that guns don't kill, people kill. When there are more firearms than there are people in the United States, we've got a problem. And the big problem is that these folks, who are a lot of them, are basically murder suicide people. They have had a sad lot in life. They aren't where they think they should be. They feel privileged that they didn't make it. If you notice the the very sad shooting of the African American families at the grocery store last week was prompted by a white supremacist replacement theory credo that some dumbass decided to embrace. And we would say, gosh, that guy has a mental problem. He doesn't have a mental problem. He has an ideology problem. And this started back, Bill Clinton was in office and Rush Limbaugh was saying lies, and people lapped it up and they got angry. They got more addicted to anger and more addicted and just went off the deep end. And conservatives, the Republican Party, has built a monster that they cannot defang. It's impossible because this monster always wants more. So now you have a person who doesn't care about getting killed because he feels that Black people took what he had, that he was due, that was his. So he's going to kill some Black families and then he's going to kill himself. And I would submit to you that there is a faction of people who feel that way. Some of them are my friends. I would say acquaintances now. I don't really say we can be friends anymore, but some of these folks are so angry that they would, like, you see it in the newspaper where a woman wants to divorce her husband, and her husband basically says, "If I can't have you, nobody can. I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill myself." Well, put that on a national level. And thanks to a lack of democracy in our United States, these whack jobs who would have been able, Uncle so and so at the Thanksgiving dinner who can tell you how the blacks are taking over, worse than that, worse language than that. And you would just nod politely and ask to be passed the mashed potatoes. Well, guess what? Those people hold the power in our country, and they are the minority, but because of gerrymandering, because of lack of any kind of regulation over money in politics by corporations, because uh, of being able to suppress votes by disenfranchised people in our nation, these assholes rule. And when Donald Trump, their king, came to power, they felt perfectly safe to tell us who they are and where they are. We should be grateful for that gift because they walk amongst us. And it ain't going to get any better until we figure out a way that they can still believe all their racist, dumbass, hateful stuff, but they don't hold power over the rest of us. That's what's going to need to happen. So, um, you know what? I would usually apologize about being political, but right now, there's a group of monsters in our country that control things, and they let children be killed in school, and they laugh up. They may not laugh about it, but they laugh at us who want to fix the problem. and tell us how stupid we are because really what needs to happen is for more guns to be out there. I'll tell you what, if somebody invented a machine that you could kill scores of people by pushing a button, which I would submit to you that they've already done, and people just started pushing that button right and left and started killing kids, started killing families in grocery stores, started killing people in churches, still started killing people who were picnicking. If that happened, and there were a group of people who got together and said, maybe this machine isn't such a good idea. Maybe we need to like limit the access to a machine that you can push a button and kill people automatically. Um, I I would be among that group of people that would say we need to limit this. And if you were one of those people who would say that, no, 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 it's people with mental problems, people hate, it's the video games, it's the division in our country. It's all of this that causes this to happen, that causes people to push a button that they don't have to think twice about killing people. If you were one of the people that were to say that, I would say you are an asshole. So that's it. Very happy Haiku Friday to you. Have a great weekend. Um, hopefully, I would like to say, hopefully, we can do something different next week and be happy because you know what? That's what get these people down more than anything is you're being happy, you're making art, you're being creative, you're laughing, all of that stuff. That really sets them off. And you know what? I'm sorry I took a break from doing that today, but I'm going to be back on it and we'll be laughing, making fun haikus because frankly, that's what destroys this hatred is creativity, love, and laughter. So let's do more of that, everybody, and have a nice weekend. Bye now.